Hey guys, you're right, and we back again with another video. And as you can see from the title and the thumbnail of this video, we are doing another operation, kind of like another concept video with two new concept ops and a new concept, well, as you can see, Operation Midnight Sun. So shout out to my boy Dlibs, and he's about to shout out Fourtythree. So shout out to both of them. They made these concepts, they made these operators, so big shout out to both of them. Yeah, shout out to them. They made these concepts. I'm just a reactor to it, and I'm giving my input. So let's go.
I'm super excited to be working with Fourtythree in a collab
Shout out
operation
43.
concept where I will be introducing two new
He even
and
put his ad there, so
in this video.
add to him.
And Fourtythree will be featuring two of his own operators on his channel, all from the same new counterterrorism unit in Team Rainbow. There's some incredible lore and an awesome map that is part of this concept as well that I can't wait to get to. But first, I want to encourage you all to join the channel's Discord with the link in the description if you have your own operator concept ideas or just want to join an overall gaming community that we're growing.
Shout out to their Discord.
Obviously,
I mean, they
after you
did
finish
make
this
these
video, be
operators,
sure to
so I
check
gotta
out
shout them out.
43's operators. I'll be sure to link his channel.
Hopefully they're good though,
Besides
because if
that,
not,
let's take a
I'll
look
put my
at
input into it.
Operation Midnight Sun.
Midnight
The operators
Sun.
in this
Sounds pretty cool.
concept are a part of a new CTU titled the Antarctic Defense Unit, or ADU for short. Basically, it is well known that Antarctica is a hub for natural resources, and specifically has plentiful amounts of oil. Due to this, politicians from all around the world want their nations to have a piece of this continent. With conflict brewing about how to divide the region, Team Rainbow has been assigned an important task by the UN to create a designated unit to prevent any illegal activity from occurring in Antarctica. Before long, a heavily militarized independent group would begin drilling for oil near Graham Land in Antarctica, and this is where the ADU has been hard at work trying to put a stop to the group's operations as the world economy gradually becomes entirely reliant on illegal activities. So now looking at the actual operators, the first addition to the ADU.
I do gotta say, one good thing is, at least he's given a background to it. Because he said, oh yeah, we're starting a whole new division, like a whole new group, you know, because every Rainbow Six Siege operator is in a different group from a different country or whatever. But shout out to him for actually giving a description and like throwing a picture in there and actually describing what the group does and how they're actually operated, because like no other concept actually did that, but no other concept actually made a new group. So shout out to that.
ADU would be Isla Wilson, codenamed Aitu. From New Zealand, Aitu was a top
of her
class and nationally recognized by the government for her research and findings regarding geographic intelligence and hologram technology. Her intellectuality and prowess would eventually lead her to being trained in combat and recruited by the Antarctic Defense Unit. Aitu is a defender, and her gadgets are called Ghostwalker pods. She gets 3 pods per round, and the deployment of a pod is similar to deploying an observation blocker, and it's pretty much a similar size as well. When a pod is deployed, an 8-second delay begins, and they can be shot or destroyed by attackers, which would make the next step of her ability completely useless. So make sure you place them in good spots where the attackers can't find them. So back to the delay. When the delay is finished, Aitu can then generate a full-sized and realistic hologram from the pod called a Ghostwalker. The catch is that it's not just some random hologram. When an attacker has been scanned or identified by the defenders, Aitu can send out a hologram copy.
So is that the Ghostwalker?
After choosing them from an interface similar to Deimos's. The holograms would have similar logistics to Iana's holograms, and the Ghostwalker would look identical to the attacker it is copying, including cosmetics, but it will have a slight ripple glitch effect that occurs every 8 seconds that would give away the hologram if a fellow attacker.
Okay, let me go ahead and put my input into this. I do like this concept. This is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty cool. But he hasn't said if these holograms can shoot. I'm gonna say probably not, because how is a hologram actually able to shoot? And then it having the ripple effect of the glitch every 8 seconds, I would say probably every 4 seconds if you want to make it more realistic, because these are moving cameras. Well, scanners, I guess, moving scanners that literally will run through sight. I don't know if they can get shot. I know the hologram itself, the thing that deploys the walkers, can get shot, and it just deactivates, of course. But let's keep watching, let's get some more input to it, and then I'll say some more about it.
Is looking closely. Aitu will not be able to shoot or use that specific attacker's gadget while in the hologram state. It's literally strictly a droning and intel hologram, just like Ayana.
So you just said can't shoot, can't do nothing.
Special lethal ability.
Just
she's
walks.
Incredibly effective at hiding in plain sight and collecting information about the attacker's strategy, operator choices, and everything else that she may see while in the ghost.
Is she an attacker though?
While right under the nose of the opponents, literally. So just to reiterate,
or is she a defender?
Which operator she wants to mimic, then which pod she wants to generate the hologram out of, and then it generates.
I wish I listened. My bad.
There is only one ghost walker that can be produced per pod, so when one pod gets used, it is no longer effective, and she will only have 2 choices for her next deployment, and so on. There is a 15-second cooldown between each usage of the Ghost Walker pods.
I do like that. At least you can't spam it.
Able to activate her ability regardless of how physically far away she is from her pods on the map, so range really isn't an issue. Aitu brings the same advantage that Ayana has to the defenders and adds a twist. If you catch an uncoordinated team off guard and they initially think the drone is truly their teammate, then the Ghost Walkers become super effective for Aitu. They only last for a maximum of 25 seconds, so they can be destroyed by the timer running out, or they can be destroyed by an attacker shooting it, just like an Ayana hologram. Aitu can cancel the deployment of her.
This is it sounds like a defender that turns into an attacker op. So that could be really useful. Instead of Ayana turning into an Ayana clone, it's a defender gadget that turns into a attacker clone. So I'm going to be honest, you're going to have to make sure that enemy team is still alive when you use this. You got to make sure you don't use it right next to the person that you're cloning, because if you see 2 ashes, let's say if you see 2 ashes with the flippin' peppermint skin running towards you, what are you going to think? Yeah, it's A2, pop them both, kill them both. Like, well, I know you're not supposed to kill a clone, but does the clone give you a name tag? Does it actually show that it's your teammate's clone? I don't know. He hasn't said it. But I do like this idea. I do think Rainbow can probably spin it around and actually use this idea, because it seems really cool. And I can definitely see it being pretty useful for a... he did say this is Defender, so that would kind of knock out Valkyrie a little bit with the cameras, but you can hide the cameras a little bit better besides hiding a full person clone. So let's be honest. Will it knock out Valkyrie? I hope not. Valkyrie's my favorite op, but it could be a little bit more useful if you are able to actually hide the clones with the enemy team.
Especially considering she will be left unprotected when she is using it.
Okay.
So place your pods in safe spots around the map where you can flank the attackers and try to blend in with them for the best results. Now we'll take a look at Aitu's loadout.
It's not bad.
A brand
I
new
like
rifle,
it. I like it.
AM94, which is super exciting. It will do 45 damage, making it...
Ooh. I'm Marcus Lemonis, and I'm serious about business. The Overstock team works around the clock and across this country.
I don't care.
One of the most powerful rifles in the game, and will have a mag capacity of 30. The second primary option is the...
And that gun might be overpowered. A mag capacity of 30 does 40 something damage. Woo! Oh my god. It depends on the fire rate, because if this thing fire rate's really good, that gun is lethal. It sounds like Tachanka's minigun.
Shotgun.
The sausage. Are you
For secondaries, she brings the C75 auto and the P10C red dot pistol.
Okay, this op is too OP with the weaponry. So you were telling me you're going to give me an AR that has 30 bullets that does over 40 damage, and then you're going to give me a secondary that does the C75 auto that literally rapid fire over 1,000. It probably has a, I don't know what the mag size of this is, I'm sorry, but 25 to 30 mag size that literally guns down the operators. Dude, that is...
As for
oh my gosh.
Gadgets,
I need to
shield and barbed wire.
Okay, at least it's no impacts.
3 armor defender intended to be
3 health, 1 speed. So he's really slow. So
attacker,
I guess that balances it out a little bit, but those guns are crazy.
Codenamed Guardian. From Argentina, he was an engineering prodigy as a boy. When he was younger, Guardian's father was killed in action, so he would enlist in the military at the age of 18 to fulfill his father's legacy and potentially put his engineering to good use. Before long, his technological expertise, mixed with his intense combat training with Caveira, would lead to him being recruited to the new Antarctic Defense Unit of Team Rainbow. Guardian's attack gadget is called an Aegis drone, which is a large drone that has a built-in jammer and ADS within the drone. Guardian gets 3 of these drones per round. It's not exactly a mute jammer or Jaeger ADS, considering Guardian developed both by himself, but they are similar enough to be interchangeable in this context. The drone can be shot when moving,
so this is attacking, remember that.
Similar to one of Flores' drones, it can only be destroyed with explosive damage. The Aegis drone's quote-unquote ADS has the same cooldown as Jaeger's, but a smaller radius.
Alright, so I'm going to say this right now. This concept sounds really cool, but it's an attacker. You're also going to probably put out Flores' drones. Why do you need Flores' drones if you can run through sight with 3 of these drones, literally block out everything, impacts, everything. So literally, he just said it's a Jaeger and a mute. So you can literally destroy Cades, you can destroy mutes, you can destroy bandits, you can destroy Ella mines. I don't think you can destroy lesions because you can't do it with the Bravo drone, but you know, you can destroy everything electrical with just driving it. That's what it sounds like. He hasn't finished yet, but you can just drive it, destroy all that. If it's trying to get impacted, it can Jaeger the impacts, it can Jaeger the C4. I'm pretty sure, maybe not. So maybe the C4 is the only thing that can actually destroy it, but impacts are useless. And you're pretty much Bravo. Doesn't matter, because why run Bravo if the only thing it can get is maybe the cameras and the alibi clones, instead of just running this drone and destroying everything? Because why Bravo the bandits if you can just literally drive past it and kill it? Like, you see what I mean? And then the Flores, like with the soft wall, yes, he's good for destroying bandits' cage by blowing them up, or getting a kill with this drone, or destroying a soft wall with it. Yes, the explosion is not crazy, but still, I do feel like this would, Bravo and Flores would not get picked.
As well as being a great plant tool. Guardian's Aegis drones,
I'm gonna be honest, maybe instead of putting a whole new operator in, maybe just rework Flores. I like Bravo instead of just rework Flores, his drones.
You may be wondering what happens when an Aegis drone and a mute jammer stumble into each other's radiuses.
Okay, here we go.
Basically, they cancel each other out, so both devices will become jammed. Guardian is a great operator.
Let me scrap what I said about the mute jammer because it just destroys it. But I mean, there's 4 mute jammers, 3 drones, so just stay away from the mute jammers.
Being hurled at you, or you can bring him to disable one of Malusi's Banshees or Capcan's entry denial devices without making any noise, allowing your teammates or yourself
to so you just drive and it destroys Capcom stuff.
Of where your position is. The drones are also great for quickly getting the wall open.
So with this op, you just destroy it. With Bravo, you actually make it yours. So that's one difference. So Capcom's, instead of destroying it, you can just make it yours. With the Bravo, you can make the mutes yours, but I mean, making the mute yours is not really useful when it comes to like maybe pushing to sight with drones, but that's about it. But actually making the Capcans yours would be really useful during sight, because if you're gunning and running through, people are just going to try to run from you most likely, and they'll hit the Capcam. That's the way I see it.
Shock wires. They'll also have the new drone boost option that is releasing with the next Rainbow Six
drone boost. Okay.
Giving them slightly more cushion to escape defenders. Also,
yeah,
remember that
the drones are
can be
fast
shot before they lock down, and they need to be exploded once they are locked down. But the built-in ADS will catch any impact grenades or C4s that are thrown too high, so the best way to assure your impact doesn't get caught by the ADS is to prone and throw the impact directly at the bottom of the Aegis drone. Like I said, Guardian doesn't bring a revolutionary
so it does catch its impacts, like I was saying earlier.
Gadgets to the attackers that were previously exclusive to defenders. Now we'll take a look at Guardian's loadout.
Okay. The way Guardian is sounding, it sounds pretty overpowered at the moment. Let's see what the primary, secondary gadgets and stuff like that is, and the stats of it. But it does sound a little overpowered, but I do think you can make this not so overpowered. Right now it's like 50-50. It's overpowered if you think about it and the stuff I've said, but it's also not overpowered, too overpowered, but it does put out, like, it does make Bravo and like Flores a little useless. Maybe just do a rework, not with Bravo but Flores. Just do a rework with them. Don't make this a whole new op.
To the game, the HK-53, which is a compact rifle described as heavier than the MP5. So it will do 40 damage per round with a 30 round mag capacity. Guardian's second
40 damage and 40. Oh my gosh. If it's like the MP5 or whatever he just said, I'm sorry. I don't know what he said, what gun it is a little bit heavier than, but it being 40 damage and 40 bullets, and it looks like an SMG.
417 marksman rifle. For secondaries, he brings the
that gun does a lot.
Pistol, and as for secondary gadgets,
just the pistol's
he has
good.
breach charges and smoke grenades. Lastly, he is a 3-speed, 1-armor attacker.
Okay, so the health and the speed actually balances it out pretty well, because if you're on the drone, speed, I mean, I guess it does matter when you're just trying to full rush sight, but with your droning, you're most likely going to be stationary. The health is good because at least you know you can kill the attacker quicker because it doesn't have that much health, so it kind of puts his gadgets out of place. That HK-53 doing 40 damage probably won't be put into the game because that is crazy. The 417 is all right. Like, we already know operators with it, and it does decent. You just gotta make sure you hit your shots. Hard breaching with this op is pretty good because you can make a hole into a hard breach wall and then just drop. If it does jump, that I'm just saying it, if the operator gadgets does jump with the drones, you can jump through the hole and you can do what you got to do in there. The pistol is decent, let's be honest. It's a pistol. You'll just use it if you run out of bullets with your primary.
And then for a map concept, we were thinking of an oil rig map with engine and pump rooms.
Oh, new map, okay.
And an open warehouse-like area, and then having spawn locations around the exterior of the rig for attackers, including one with a helipad. Comment down below what you guys think.
So this low-key reminds me of like a layer / map. Not really, kinda. Let's just say that. I do think the ore rig will be decent. It would be a cool map, let's just say that. But I really want, comment your thoughts. Please comment your thoughts, because I want to know. Like, I've been spitting a lot of things about these two ops, and just, are they overpowered? Are they not? I want to know what you guys think. But make sure you hit the like, subscribe button down below for more videos. Shout out to Dlibs, and then shout out to Fourtythree. They're the ones that kind of made these concepts and made the oil rig map and like just put their thoughts and effort and time into these videos. So shout out to them, and make sure you hit the like, subscribe button down below for more videos, and their channel should be in the description down below. Adios, mi amigo.